Hey everyone, it's Maggie here. And as some of you may know, I find history fascinating. And so today I was inspired by a 100-year-old book, As a Man Thinketh, by James Allen, to share a little bit about my life, a journey of self discovery that led me to a positive mindset and, to be honest, a deeper understanding of what truly matters. And it all began with a quote that really made me curious to learn more. Did you know that James Allen once wrote, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he"? This simple truth hit home when I was in a period of deep introspection in my late 30s. I found myself caught up in media and advertising, especially when it came to food. But I will talk more about that in a different video. I was caught up in the consumption culture, and I felt like that was what was defining my worth. Fast forward a little bit, and I'm now in a positive mindset, looking to contribute to my community by breaking this cycle of consumption mindset. I believe it's a major contributor to the rise of chronic illnesses, and my goal is to inspire you to reflect on the choices that you make in this consumption driven world. Why is it that you are drawn to certain products? What values do they represent to you? It's about delving deeper into the why behind the choices we make. What do we mean when we say consumption culture? Because it's not just about buying things, it's about a way of life that revolves around certain values. How is that any different from a positive mindset? Well, let's break it down into two parts. Now, let's talk about consumption culture. In this world, we're often encouraged to find our identity through brands. The logos that we wear, the labels that we flaunt, they become more than just clothes. They become a statement about who we are. It's as if our worth is measured by the symbols that we carry. Then there's the disposable side to the culture. Everything from our phones to our fashion seems to be designed with an expiration date in mind. We use, we discard, we move on to the next shiny thing. And let's not forget about the instant gratification, because we've been wired for the quick fixes, the immediate pleasures, that new gadget, the next trend. It all promises to bring instant happiness. Part 2. Positive mindset. Now, when we talk about a positive mindset, we're talking about so much more than just a cheerful outlook. It's an intentional way of thinking that focuses on optimism, resilience, and gratitude. It's about approaching life with an open mind, finding purpose, and recognizing that true happiness does not come from external objects, but from within. So, to summarize, consumption culture centers around the external acquisition of possessions and the display of those possessions, while a positive mindset is more of an internal approach, focusing on cultivating positive thoughts, emotions, and overall well being. And while the two concepts can coexist, they do represent very different facets of an individual's mindset and their lifestyle. I am now armed with a new perspective on what makes me valuable. I want to empower others to break free from the frustration and the struggle that often come with that consumption mindset. Your value is not determined by what you can buy or consume. It's about living authentically and making choices that align with your true self. You see, I spent years in retail management, pushing sales and attaching my self worth to what I could convince other people to consume, as well as what I was able to buy. It became a stressful cycle that never brought fulfillment, and sadly, it took drastic events in my own life for me to break free of that endless cycle. Okay, so let's delve into James Allen's timeless wisdom. I told you about that quote that resonated with me, and it made me think. Our thoughts influence our character, and in turn, our character influences our actions. So, if we're caught in a cycle of consumption driven thoughts, it's going to manifest itself in the way that we live. Now, I have two more passages from that book that I want to share with you. Passage 1 by James Allen. Act is the blossom of our thought, and joy and suffering are its fruits. Thus does a man garner in the sweet and bitter fruitage of his own husbandry. Think about it. If the actions are like the results of our thoughts, if our thoughts are rooted in a consumption culture, what do our actions get us? Let me ask you a few questions. How many times have you made a purchase and then thought to yourself, oh, good, I'm done. I have everything I need. I am completely content in my life. How many times have you made a purchase and then thought to yourself, well, that was a scam? We have the power to change that. We can cultivate our thoughts to lead us to a more authentic and fulfilling life. Passage 2 by James Allen. Man is made or unmade by himself. In the armory of thought, he forges the weapons by which he destroys himself. He also fashions the tools with which he builds for himself heavenly mansions of joy and strength and peace. Consider this. If we are the creator of our own destiny, with our thoughts, we can both sow the seeds of distraction and doubt that stop ourselves, or we can fashion the tools to curate a life that is filled with joy and action and abundance. If our thoughts are rooted in a culture of disposable goods and convenience, in that mindset, do we inadvertently make ourselves a matter of disposability and convenience to others? That is a question worth pondering. But here is the empowering part. We have the ability to reshape our thinking, breaking free of the entanglements of consumerism, and we can reclaim our own inherent self worth. Now, with a renewed perspective, I challenge you to break free from the consumption mindset. Your value transcends what you can buy or consume. It's about living authentically, aligning your choices with your true self. As we walk through a world urging us to define our worth through our possessions, remember your true essence is not found in what you own, but in the authenticity of your existence. What does the authenticity of your existence even mean? Well, living authentically is a concept that emphasizes aligning your actions, your choices, and your values with your genuine self. In my day, it was referred to as keeping it real. Now, my kids might say, live your truth. I think that's what they say. But, anyways, it's curating an authentic living through intentional steps that shape your true self, like who you really want to be. And I have 5 action steps to help guide you to do that. So, action 1 is defining your personal boundaries and embracing vulnerability. These do go together, but it is helpful to start with defining what your personal boundaries are. What are the actual qualities that align with your values and what your needs are? Then you can embrace vulnerability. This can be through sharing your thoughts, your feelings, and even your experiences. Now, here's a pro tip. If you journal, write it down. It is really a helpful tool in identifying what your values are by writing down what your experiences are, what your feelings are when you try new things, and then reflecting back on that and comparing it to kind of what you said your values were. See if that helps. Action 2, explore new experiences. Take deliberate steps that are aligned with your defined values and explore new experiences, even if they diverge from societal expectations. This is a journey about gradual growth, about what is authentic to you, allowing yourself to grow and evolve at a pace that I won't say feels comfortable because it can be uncomfortable, but let's be honest, all healthy growth is. So, action 3 is practicing mindfulness and surrounding yourself with authenticity. So, practicing mindfulness really just means staying present in the moment, being aware of your thoughts and emotions, and surrounding yourself with individuals who value your authenticity, fostering relationships that support genuine self. Now, in my view, if you come across someone who doesn't really respect your core values and beliefs, it's not really worth the time to stress over winning their approval. Okay, action 4, embracing imperfections and trusting your intuition. So, understand that authenticity does not equate to perfection. Um, it pretty much comes with flaws. And it's the flaws within yourself and the people around you that makes you uniquely you and life more interesting. Now, trusting your instincts, your intuition, this is actually what's going to help guide you towards your true self, your authenticity. And frequently that's really what's going to give you that feeling of purpose and fulfillment at the end of the day. Action 5. It might be my favorite because we celebrate. We celebrate the progress towards authenticity and embracing the journey. And just remember that shaping your authentic living is a continuous process, and you should celebrate all of the little steps along the way. It doesn't really matter how small that they are, because this is really about the journey. So be patient with yourself. Um, take it at your own step because it's that process that's going to make the richness within that authentic living really worthwhile. Let's stop to celebrate breaking free from the chains of advertising influence. It's about embracing a life filled with purpose and genuine happiness. James Allen once said, "A man is the master of thought, the molder of character, and the maker and shaper of condition, environment, and destiny." So, in short, we have the power to choose what we believe and what we value. Walking the path to authenticity is like becoming a skilled craftsman, shaping and molding your thoughts, character, and environment that determine your destiny. If you're interested to know more, just follow along and drop a comment below. Come with me on this journey of change, and let's figure out what really matters as we deal with life challenges. Your active involvement will help us all discover and embrace our true selves.